Hello everyone. My name is Altar Guy, and what the heck? Welcome back to No Man's Sky, Part 11. We just saw a creature dig through our base. That was unexpected. Anyway, um, as you might recall, in the last episode, we built this lovely little structure for ourselves. Because I was tired of living in that little-ass shack, and so I wanted something a little bit more usable. You know, this is actually a space that will become kind of important in the future, so I figured I would improve on the design. And yes, it is just a box. We can certainly make it better, but the first order of business on the docket for today is progressing the mission, which I don't know if you guys saw, says that we need to construct a cylindrical room for our base. Now, the thing about these is they're sort of designed for, like, modular construction. So, I don't know if you guys have ever played, like, Subnautica before or something like that, but it's designed in a similar way that you can, like, extend hallways off and, like, they snap to the various edges, whereas something like this doesn't really have that. At least I don't think it does. So I'm gonna certainly do that, and I'm gonna progress the storyline. But at some level, it is going to be interesting to see, like, I'm probably gonna build it out this way, because this is really the only spot that I have. And it'll be interesting to see if I have to redo the base again, or if it's just gonna look ugly, which is entirely possible. So yeah, you saw that there's quite a lot of resources that are necessary to get that. So, there's 250 pure ferrite, which I probably could start just having, like, some ferrite dust going in that refiner back in my base. However, there are quite a few very large pure ferrite rocks that are in the area, so I figure I might as well harvest those, and then we can refine whatever is left that I need. Because, you know, if the resources are here, why not take full advantage, right? Plus we can capitalize on the overheating of the mining laser to do a bunch more damage. Also, I saw, like, unidentified plant somewhere. Maybe not? I guess not. So, this is just going to be kind of like resource gathering, at least to start. And then I'm going to work later on actually staffing. Oops. Charge you. Work on actually staffing the base. In the quest line on the last episode, after I built the construction, I don't remember, a construction terminal or whatever it was called. This is not good. I am kind of screwed because I don't have... Yeah, I don't have any sodium because I put it all in my inventory, or my storage container, which was not smart. I definitely would not recommend putting all of your stuff away. The intention there was that I was going to start, basically, before I started recording, I was going to do a very small amount of inventory management and just see what I needed and what I didn't. And then I totally forgot. So, my bad. So we'll be in ever so slight crisis mode to start. But, you know, it's a little bit of excitement, right? Who doesn't love a little bit of excitement? I'm just gonna be on, like, basically life support. I mean, you know, I do have actual life support, but that's not what I need. Come on. Oh, pure ferrite and sodium from this big rock. This should give me quite a bit. Well, maybe not quite a bit, but at least enough to tide me over to a point where I would be good. Or it'll just give me one, you know. That's also the same. Totally the same thing as what I was suggesting. Alright, quickly. These, like, flat rocks here have sodium in them, so I'm going to just harvest a whole bunch of them, because they're all right here. Which works out well for me. Except I'm basically creating a resource desert, because I'm harvesting stuff really close to my house, so I'm going to have to travel farther and farther away to get more materials. But whatever, it is what it is. I mean, it's not like you guys are really going to see that. For the most part, I'm just going to cut out, like, future resource gathering situations. This one is just to get the episode started. So we're going to make our way back to the base. We're going to construct the cylindrical room. And then we are going to see about what else it wants me to do. I'm sure it wants me to make, like, a hallway and whatever else, so that I can actually, or like a door, so I can actually get into said room. Which is not such a terrible idea, considering that having multiple entrances to the base is useful, because that way I don't have to only go in the base from one way. So that's good. A little bit of hazard protection from this sort of tied me over for a bit. And yes, if I had the nutrient processor, it would improve the ability for me to, you know, make use of that. But for now, I take what I can get. Alright. Making our way back. Let's see, how much pure ferrite did I actually get? A bunch, but not enough, unfortunately. So I'm going to stick the rest of this ferrite dust inside the portable refiner, so we can have that going. I probably should have done that while I was out gathering resources, so it would be finished by the time we got back. But for now, we're just going to stick with this. So, ferrite dust in there. We'll just refine all of it, because ferrite dust is easy to get your hands on. And I'm going to go pick out the... While we wait for that to happen, although actually it sounded like it just finished, so maybe not. I was going to say I was going to go in here and grab the signal booster and take a look if there was anything nearby. Oh, no fuel. That explains a fair bit, doesn't it? Carbon in there. I have to actually start it. Come on, Altara guy, you've done this before. There we go. Okay, so I have a bunch, but not enough, unfortunately. So let's see if I have any in here, because I might. I don't, which sucks, but that's fine. I will get over it. Alright. My signal booster was in there. I've played this game before. I know what I'm doing. There we go. Now. In order to find the really good stuff with the signal booster, you do need, like, map data, which I do have some of, but we're just going to see what this has for us. If there's anything worth taking a look at. The answer is... another manufacturing facility. Okay. That could be good. Especially considering that the manufacturing facility gives you a whole bunch of good blueprints, which are very, very handy. Because you can craft a whole bunch of stuff with blueprints, as one might expect. Alright. Gonna get this pure ferrite, and we're gonna build the cylindrical room. Yeah, so this only has, like, certain, I guess, snapped regions that it can go on. Oh, or you can just put it wherever. The other thing is, I don't know that I have a hallway or or if I'm just gonna have to, like, totally refurbish this entire thing. We'll see. First things first, though, let us switch to the terrain manipulator, and we will switch to flat. And we'll just flatten this entire area, because I need space for this large room. And I also noticed that there were, like, power area thingies. I'm not 100% sure if that means, like, you just power the room and then whatever is in that room also gets powered. That would be very nice, although I doubt that the game would do that. But we'll see. Alright, so I've got myself a nice, large, open space here, which is good. Just try and flatten it all. There we go. Alright. Now then. Cylindrical room. And we'll just put it, like, here for now. Construct door. Yeah, I sort of figured. And I guess I'll put that there. This can be like a research outpost for now, I suppose. Alright.
Temperature levels stabilizing.
And yes, you can power this. Oh, maybe you power it and then you can just, like, pull from here. And it acts like its own grid. That could be it. Alright. Expanding the base. So we gotta find... We saw that there was a candidate way over there on the space station, I think. Pretty sure that's the space station. So instead of using the ship, I will go use the teleporter, and we can warp to the space station, and we can figure this out for ourselves. Alright, to the space station! Now, I will definitely try to get back into, like, doing some more of the story. And this is technically part of the story, but at some level I do respect that just going all in on the storyline can be a little draining for some individuals. Plus, let's face it, No Man's Sky is a sandbox game. Well, it's not only a sandbox game, but it definitely has very sandboxy elements. So I figure I will make a couple of sandbox episodes, make a couple of story episodes, so that everyone kind of gets what they want. Mission target is in another system. Are you sure about that? Because I don't think you're... Did I teleport to the wrong thing? Am I dumb? Is this not the Corvax one? No, it is. What? What? I'm very confused. It's here. I have no idea what happened there. That was extremely weird. Unless it was in the original system and it's not on the space station, which would be very unusual because normally when you find people who will staff a base like this, they're either on a space station or you rescue them from some sort of peril. And I doubt that the game would start us off with something like that. Alright. Nope, it's not here. Where the heck... Okay. Seriously, it should give me the mission target thing. Am I just blind? It's here. Because it says potential overseer recruit, and it's also right there in the corner, because I'm freaking dumb. Bear with me, guys. I promise I'm good at video games, I swear. I don't know, I think I saw the badge in, like, the top right corner of each rectangle, and I was like, hey, it's the quest marker, let's go that way, do the thing. And I was incorrect, so... Bear with me. Alright. The Komu system. Oh, it's a Vy'keen who's going to be our overseer. Interesting. I wonder what... Oh, no, it's not. It's a Gek. Hello, Mr. Gek. How are you? Captain Suffiard. Is it really you? Forgive me. I've been searching for such a long time. I am contracted to aid you in this and every cycle. Don't worry, everything was paid for a long time ago. It's all quite above board. As a stranger speaks, a smell assaults me, a pheromone infesting my brain, giving me memories of places I never visited, of actions I never took. Of myself in a mirror. aged and alone, of this Gek cradling their fallen brethren, of a bargain made many years from now, a contract signed across the cosmos. The vision ends and the Overseer remains. The Overseer promises to expand my base, allowing me to recruit other workers. They require a construction terminal to get started. Well, I have one of those, so why not? There's something compelling about this Gek. They shall feel at home in my home. I will be at my station before you know it. See you soon, friend. Did you just drug me? Am I getting the Gek drugs? I don't want to be experiencing Gek drugs. Gotta be honest. There was in one of the older versions, there was the option to gift multiple... What the heck are you? Are you a traveler? You are. Kind of. I approached the lost traveler. Their skin is translucent, as if they were not truly there. Witness. The life form dons a mask of undulating nanite clusters, and for a moment their face appears to become my own. I see myself looking at myself, looking at myself. I'm going to die. I'm sure of it. Do I actually just die if I do this? I die. I died. I know I did. I felt it, like sinking, like being watched forever. And yet, I am here again. The stranger smiles at me, claiming they will see me again. Before I leave, they give me a gift. Okay. So, a traveler, but they're not... Like, you see this Vy'keen, he's here. This traveler, he looks like a hologram. And even, like, his name is, like, not correct. So, am I real? Am I a hologram? I don't know. This is very bizarre, gotta say. Very bizarre. You know, here I am talking about how this was going to be a lighthearted base building episode, and yet I'm accidentally uncovering a small amount of lore that will become more apparent as the game progresses. We'll see. And apparently my base is out of power again? The heck? Or is it just the fact that this thing sucks power like you would not believe, and this battery can't keep up? That is entirely possible, I suppose. Alright, Mr. Gek, what do you got for me? You have so much to learn, so much to see, and this place will be our home, amidst the infinite. Take this glass, and let starlight flood into our jolly home. Frost crystal, refined from silicate powder. Extract silicate from the earth with a terrain manipulator. Can be crafted from frost crystals extracted from plants on frozen worlds. Everything pours through glass in the end, but there's time enough for that. There are other things we have to do, such as, if you prepare chromatic metal, I will use it to calibrate a science terminal for suitable for a Korvax entity. The Korvax have suffered terribly at the hands of my people. Be kind to them, I beg of you. The Overseer asked me to gather chromatic metal in preparation for the recruitment of a Korvax scientist. Okay. Captain Suffiard is already making themselves useful. A science terminal, a new Korvax guest, and all that, and all just for a handful of chromatic metal. Well, considering that I have some in here... not that much, I guess. I thought I had more. I do not. Alright, so we're gonna probably have to get more 40. That's annoying. Because I don't know if you guys remember in the last episode how far I had to go for any copper at all. Is there any, like, tech that I have that I can break to just get chromatic metal right now? Because I really would rather not. I know, you guys aren't here to, you know, hear me whine about how mean this game is, but... Alright, I'll just do it. Let's see. Copper deposit. I don't know that that's actually a copper deposit, I gotta be honest. I would believe that this one is a copper deposit.
Thermal protection falling.
that's definitely not one. Alright, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get in my ship. Actually, I'm gonna get out of my ship. I'm gonna tag a deposit, and then we're just gonna fly there to save time. Because at some level,
Thermal protection falling.
me dinking around by running is only gonna take time out of future things with this episode. So, I would rather not waste your guys' time, because at some level, yeah, I will probably cut it out. Okay, we're gonna have a slight detour, because there's a building here that I want to check out, and it could be interesting. Plus, there's some sort of resource depot. Hey, copper! Perfect! Alright. There's also an abandoned building here, which is not at all what I thought this would be, but I'll take it, I
Thermal
suppose.
protection falling.
Okay, so these are also whispering eggs, I believe. Yep. So, I could fight some of those dudes. I'm not going to, but I could. Inhabitants unknown. Yeah, I'll bet they are. Ugh, gross. Let's just get rid of this goop. Returning user identified. Terminal now active. Unlocking data log continuation for access. I found a body. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. If there's a species like it, then I hope they're all dead just like this one. At first I thought it's some tragic remnant of a matter transfer tech malfunction. A cage of bones and flesh studded with random patterns of crooked teeth and roomy, lidless eyes. I don't know how to pronounce that word, but no. Some horror of twisted evolution, warped by cruel nature. I can't help but picture what it would have liked alive. I cannot help but fear that it will live again. I discover something coded deep inside the long-dead traveler's data log. Something has been left that will aid me on my own journey. Really? Just nanites? Come on now. I was hoping for like a blueprint or something. Something to work with or something. You know. Give the people something to look at. Anyway. We're gonna just check this place out. I did just extremely luckily happen to land right on a copper deposit, of which I plan to take full advantage. And yeah, I could also assault these whispering eggs and deal with the biological horrors that come from them, but I'm not going to do that. I am just going to do the copper deposit that's right next to my ship. We're going to harvest it and we're going to have a good time.
Thermal
Alright.
protection falling.
Or are we, is the question. Yes, we are. There it is. Now, thankfully, the Sentinels don't get mad about me harvesting resource deposits. Couldn't tell you why, but they don't. So that's pretty nice of them, I suppose. Actually, I'm just gonna... Oops.
Lysophone power.
There we go. We're gonna make this as big as possible. Bigger is always better. Anyone who says otherwise is definitely wrong. 100%. Alright, so that's a bunch of copper. It's going to refine down to half of that in chromatic metal, which... What are you going to do? What the heck was that? No idea. Okay. That was really weird. Alright, back to the base. Let's do this. Just hit those boosters. And yeah. So, I've done, you know, a fair bit of, I'd like to believe, a fair bit of variety so far. I mean, yeah, it has been mostly story-based, but I have done, you know, some exploration and some survival-type stuff, and I've done a base-building episode. But I'm curious to hear what you guys' thoughts are about stuff you'd want to see for future episodes. Like, would you want to see a mission or an episode where I just do missions for the anomaly? Because those can be pretty involved. Would you like to do just like a pure exploration mission where I do literally nothing but just wander around and look at cool stuff? Would you want to see me do more progress and just try and, you know, continue the story? Do you want to see a base building episode? Let me know. So I'm happy to oblige, because this game is loads of fun. But anyway, let's go back to our refiner right here.
Thermal protection falling.
And we will eventually get a better refiner, which is going to be so nice, because it can refine multiple things at once, I believe. And let me tell you, that is going to be absolutely delightful, because I mean, this is nice because it, you know, you can pick it up and carry it with you. But at some level, for the most part, I don't really need refined components out in the... No, don't shoot the rock. I don't really need refined components out in the field. And for the most part, you need refined stuff for like crafting and whatnot. And at some level, I only really need to craft at like bases and such. So that'll be a good upgrade to get our hands on, but I don't think that's for some time. The chromatic metal friend, do you have it? Our relationship is not yet clear, but it is obvious from the urgency in the Gex voice that they are uncomfortable with my inaction. I sense they have grand plans for me. It is only natural, I suppose. They must sit here alone, bound by some unknown pact, while I have the freedom of the stars. The Overseer is anxious for me to continue with my mission. Sorry, dude. I apologize to the Gek for my lack of speed. They seem pleased by my contrition. Okay. I have... Did I not? I asked who paid them for the service they are performing. They laugh and claim that my child did many years from now. I do not know what they are talking about. Yeah, okay, I have the chromatic metal. Perfect, friend. I knew you would succeed. Just what I need to finish the science terminal plans. Alright. Chromatic metal and magnetized ferrite. Fortunately, I have quite a bit of ferrite dust, so we can certainly make that. We have littered the universe in our greed, traveler. This planet is no exception, but there is much that can be done with litter. Make your way to an abandoned structure and harvest the data from their terminals. I shall use it to fashion us plans for a storage container. You mean like the one that's directly to my left? Captain Suffiard is reflective for a Gek. They almost seem to regret the greed that characterizes their people. They wish to make something new from the remnants of the old. Is this just greed in disguise, or something else? Whatever their motive, the Overseer claims that I will find data for a storage container blueprint in a nearby structure. You won't regret it, friend. I've marked you a site that seemed to be ripe for exploitation. Thanks, I think. Alright, yes, I should be able to build a science terminal. Right. Oh, right. Oh, wait, no, I can't build it yet because I don't have things for it. Anyway, so I have a whole bunch of ferrite dust. I have some chromatic metal. I will get more from the refiner. Unless I took it out like a stupid. No, we're good. Okay. And then I will stick some ferrite dust in here. And we will take a look at what the mark that he gave us was. Should hire a scientist. Expanding the base. Search an abandoned building for data. Where's that?
Thermal protection falling.
It just says an abandoned building.
Alert. Navigational
there we
data
go.
received.
Where would that be? Okay, so it would take me quite a while to get there, on foot, anyway. So we're not going to do that. We are just going to focus on upgrading the base with what I've got so far. Well, I said we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that right this second, because I do still have things to take care of here. Specifically, you know, building the scientist station. Which is important because you get... fully staffing your base is actually a really good thing to do, because you get a whole bunch of basically free stuff from it. So there's really no reason not to, unless you have no use for that free stuff. But if you're just trying to experience the game like I am, the blueprints are extremely valuable. So there's really no reason not to. Alright, Scientist Terminal. You are going to go next to the storage container as well. right there. Okay. Now, I need to go out here. I will grab this magnetized ferrite, because why not? And I will see if there is something that I can set you on that will take you quite a while to complete. Never mind, no I won't, because I don't have... The little refiner actually works fairly quickly, mainly because it can't hold very much stuff. Like you saw, it could only hold half a stack of what our backpack can. Which means that while it's good for processing small amounts of equipment, it's not so good at just like putting stuff in there and letting it run while you go and do other things. More advanced refiners are better for that, where they can sometimes take hours, but they can process an extremely large amount of stuff. So you figure you might as well take advantage of that. Is this the abandoned building that we were just at? Because if it is, that would be really funny. This looks like it might be the abandoned building that we were just at. But I guess we're going to find out. Alright. Forsaken Terminal. It's not, but it definitely looks like it was. Alright, let's see. What do we got? User identified. Terminal active. Accessing schematics. The place the Overseer has led me to has long since fallen into disrepair. Its panels are buried beneath the same oily, pulsating fauna that I have seen before in long-abandoned buildings. The air is fetid and damp. I power up the terminal with little hope of success, but to my surprise, it buzzes noisily and springs to life. Analyze schematics. My Overseer's intuition has served me well so far. I shall have to trust that these schematics contain the required data. What exactly? Terminal breached, security measures activated, user log data wiped. Oh. Okay. Well, that's a shame. Alright, let's just loot these little things and see what we get out of it. I'm fairly certain that this gives you a weapons terminal, where you can recruit a weapons dude to weapons your weapons. Yes, that was a sentence that I just said. Did it make sense? No, but I will not repeat myself. You heard me. And that will give you... what does it give you? It definitely does give you, like, weapon mods and upgrades and such. I don't exactly remember if it gives you just, like, the weapons for free. It has been a while, and admittedly, that was not the focus of my last playthrough 7 or 8 years ago. Not enough fuel and launch thrusters. Seriously, what the heck? These supposedly efficient engines, I have my big old doubts about them, because they don't seem all that efficient. So am I missing the dihydrogen for that? Huh.
Technology recharge.
Alright. I suppose I am. I'll need to go back and grab some more of that when I return to my base, because that's where all my crap is. In any event, as I was saying before, let me know what you guys, like, what your guys' thoughts are on the various episode types, because for the most part they've been kind of general, like, whatever just sort of happens types of episodes, where, you know, I have had direction in that I've tried to progress the storyline, but for the most part, like, when I've been attacked by pirates, that's been more or less accidental. I have not gone really to seek them out. So, if you want to see, like, a combat mission where I fight, like, the Sentinels and piss them off super bad, and probably die, there's gonna be more stuff as well that will come in the future. I just don't have access to it right now. You're back! I'm so glad, friend. I will extract the storage blueprint as soon as I have the data. It is good to see the Gek is so invested in the success of our home. They are clearly very happy to see me, energized for the task at hand. Here's your blueprint, as promised. A trivial task. Their code was just sitting there to be manipulated. Alright, cool. Numbered storage containers. Now then. Do you think, friend, that we should put that science terminal to use? Fill our home with the clicks and lights of the Korvax? It would be so lovely. The Overseer feels the base would benefit from a Korvax scientist. They would like to see good use made of the blueprint they worked so hard on. Indeed. I'm so glad we had this chat, friend. Alright. So now I need to go recruit a Korvax scientist. And I will do this by being here. Korvax space station. Okay. Fortunately, we have you, probably, because this is a Korvax system. So we will hopefully be able to find or not another, but a scientist on the space station. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm so tired. It's not really that late for me as I'm recording this. Anyway, so we're here. Let's go take a look-see at what we got for ourselves. There's a Korvax up there, potential scientist recruit. I can check out these stores. I will do that in a moment. Hello, sir. How are you? Unknown life form. I passed my test. Ehoo. I am free to explore, free to pursue my passion for structural analysis. Do you have a base? A science terminal? Think of all that might be done. The Korvax is happy, overjoyed to see me. They seem to have just completed some rite of passage for their species, necessitating them to go out into the universe and pursue their interests. The scientist offers to join my base if I provide them with a science terminal. Well, good thing I have that. Ehoo, think not of payment. Scanning you while you sleep will be reward enough. Thanks, I guess. Anyway, let's go have a look-see at some of these upgrades that I can potentially get my hands on. Specifically Starship Research. I would very much like to be able to get a better Starship Fabricator. Oh, okay, this is for, like, if I were to build my own starship. I could also do an episode on that, where I just, like, I fight Sentinels to grind nanites to build, like, a kick-ass starship. I could certainly do that, if that's something that you guys are interested in me doing. Looks like mostly just weapons, unfortunately. Pulse engine module. Yeah, I don't know. Any of this is really... I was hoping for, like, an improvement to this, but C-Class is not worth me spending my money on. I could do the A-Class Pulse Engine model. Let's do that. Because having the faster Pulse Engine just means that there's less time that I have to fill with just random commentary while we warp to between systems. Maneuverability, boost, and fuel efficiency. All good things. Alright, let's go have a look at potential Mertitor upgrades. I don't know what that was. I think I just had a stroke. Alright, what do we have here? Scanner. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Okay, this, because it'll... This is absolutely worth it. Boltcaster, I don't know. I don't really like... The Boltcaster was fun when it was just an assault rifle, or when it was just fully auto, but now that it's burst, I'm not the biggest fan of it, to be perfectly honest. I want this, but I can't make use of it yet, so I'm not going to worry about that. But the scanner upgrade, yes, absolutely. What do we got? Scan radius, mineral analysis rewards, and fauna analysis rewards. So I don't know how this stacks with this one. I'm sure it does stack. I just don't know if it stacks like additively or multiplicatively. Let's take a look-see at what we got here. Toxic protection. Ooh, movement module. I already have one of these. Oh wait, no, I shouldn't buy any of this because I don't have the freaking inventory space for it. Okay. That's enough of that. Got some pretty good upgrades. I am not disappointed in what I have gotten my hands on. Let's let's return to the base and see what this scientist has for us. Because fingers crossed that our scientist friend will be able to maybe not give us some, like, useful blueprints immediately, but definitely in the future. That would be extremely nice if they could do that. Because, yeah, I mean, I do remember, like, going through this. I just do not remember what exactly you get out of it, is the main thing. I don't remember if you just get, like, various upgrades, or if they give you, like, insight or lore or what. I just know that it's valuable to have them. I have returned to my base. Hello, sir. A fine base, traveler, as of course befits your honorable status. Oh, Korvax shall be so happy here. The Korvax is brimming with enthusiasm. Neither their shell nor the walls of my base seem able to contain them. Welcome. Honor, to witness the monolith of the traveler. Honor, but please, Korvax contribute. Take these blueprints. Lubricant and acid. Liquids close to Korvax hearts. Okay. Alright, I'll take that. Thank you. Traveler, harvest marrow bulb and Korvax will do more. We'll create plans for microprocessors and advanced refiners. Korvax will also clean windows while you're gone. Well, I don't have any windows, so not an issue. The Korvax is desperate to please, showering me with praise and offers of assistance. They tell me travelers are to be honored, raised above all others. What have I done to earn such esteem? An important question. The scientist requires marrow bulb and cobalt, materials found underground. They will be able to use the substance to craft blueprints for microprocessors and advanced refiners. Well, good freaking... Actually, no, I did get the microprocessor blueprint. Joy! Our home will be alight and our windows will be clean. I bought it for like 50 nanites at the Anomaly, which I don't exactly know what this is going to do for me. Mainly because I simply don't know, like, what happens if you try to get another blueprint. But I have cobalt already, so... Ew, to be working together, traveler. This is the way of the Korvax. The scientist is quite a contrast to the slightly unsettling Gek already at home within my base. They see the world with such a straightforward excitement. Their enthusiasm is infectious. The Korvax buzzes and flashes their lights in a way that can only mean they are happy. Oh, so I guess I need to... Not that one. I guess I need to do both... both... marrow bulb and... cobalt? Potentially? Nope. It updated already. We're good. To be working together, traveler. This is the way of the Korvax. Indeed. Yes, I agree. You okay there, game? Okay. So I need both. Marrow bulb is harvested from underground plants. Cobalt can be mined from rocks in and around caverns. Okay. And I only need 30, which is good. Let's see what we have for our Gek friend here. Things are going well, friend, but it will not be long before violence follows us here. It is inevitable. If I had some microprocessors, I could steal a march on fate. Yes, I would design a weapons terminal suitable for a Viking armorer. The overseer asked me for microprocessors in order to design a weapons terminal. The scientist should be able to assist with the task. Okay. Captain Suffiard has been helpful so far, and I have no reason to distrust them. I shall find them the microprocessors they need. So, the way you're supposed to do this is you're supposed to do the quest for this guy, who will give you the blueprints to make the microprocessor for this guy. However, because I am impatient, I bought the recipe for microprocessors, so I just need some carbon, and then I will be able to craft a microprocessor lickety-split. So, I will do this. Never mind, I have microprocessors already. I don't know that I even need to worry about that. I trust our new Korvax friend was helpful. They are merely the start of our merry band. Are you ready to take the next step? The Overseer asks for microprocessors so they can finish the plans for the weapons terminal. Sure. You've done so well, friend. I'm so very happy. Oh, come on. I refined all of my... Oh, well. So I gotta go kick the crap out of some Sentinels. Now, imagine this, friend. A life form displeases you. You punish it, reward it, reshape it. In time, it would do anything you wanted. So it is with the Sentinels and their attacks. But no more. Now we shall train the trainers. The Overseer requires me to kill Sentinels and bring back their Pugnium. Alright. The Sentinels have harried me in the length of my journey. We shall be free of their constant harassment. Well, now I'm kind of kicking myself for not grabbing that Boltcaster upgrade. Oh well. I don't exactly know where to get Marrowbulb from. I don't know that it will give me like a... Actually, that's not entirely true. I do know. The humming sacks are mainly underground, so all I have to do is go find one of those, and usually there will be a cave nearby. And because those things tend to show up pretty frequently on the map, I just have to dig a hole until I find the cave that they're in. I thought I just did. And that will be good for all parties involved. There we go. Alright, Marrowbulb. Give me some of that. What do we got? Surely there's more. Really? Is it really just the one? Are you kidding me right now? Well, I'll take these pearls, because they are quite valuable. There's another cave Marrowbulb here. There's another one here. I still need like one or two more. I don't know that there are any more in here, though. We shall see. Let's grab the rest of these pearls. Do some of that. Oh, I guess I grabbed that pearl before the shell actually even opened. That does happen sometimes. Or better... Ow! My ankles. Okay. What is that? Hazardous flora. Alright, get out of my face. Go away. I don't want to deal with you. Bye. More humming sacks. And cave critters. Which is somewhat surprising. Also, I hear that thing to my left. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's... Ah! Wait. Hazmat armor required. I could harvest that thing? What? That was weird. You guys saw that, right? It said hazmat. Oh, hello, Mr. Crab. Holy crap, I got 100,000 units for that. So, those upgrades definitely do stack, and it was absolutely worth it to get my hands on it. Alright, well, I'm glad that we made that decision. Let's grab a whole bunch more of these. At this rate, I'll be able to afford a new ship in no time. Well, I say that, and I mean, like, buy it off of an actual dude, not, like, finding the crashed ships that I've been finding and needing to fix them up. Because while, you know, that is very frugal, and you can certainly do that as an option, I also... It's a lot of work for, let's be honest, a fairly modest reward. I mean, they are C-class ships, and yeah, they're freighters, so they have a lot of inventory space. But at some level, like, if you manage your inventory effectively, and you just don't... Go away! Get out of my face, you jerk! Where does that thing keep... Does it just, like, pop out of the ground? What the hell? Alright, well, that was weird. Let's go back up to the hole that we dug in the ground so we can make our way out of here. And I'm fairly certain that I grabbed that pearl. I did. It's just a visual glitch. And I dug in through right here, which is awfully convenient. Because sometimes it can be tricky for me to find the hole that I came in on. But not this time. So we can do this, and then there's that one sentinel that's right outside my base that pisses me off to no end. So I can probably blow his ass up. And then we can progress. Right. Yes, I agree. Did I not do the thing? Yeah, okay, I did do the thing. That was interesting that the game didn't do like an automatic check for that, but whatever. Traveler, I've prepared your blueprints, but please hurry, something has happened. The Korvax seems changed from the happy soul they were on my departure. They are fighting their worry, trying to stay focused on their promise to me. Okay. Korvax leans forward, anxious for the rest of their materials. Yep. Korvax has completed the plans, but Traveler, my people have abandoned me. As of 104.32 seconds ago, I lost the hearing, the site of the Korvax convergence. Ew. Large refiner. Me like you, the large refiner. I seek immediate reconnection. Go to this transmission tower, enter my soul, discover what is wrong. Help Korvax with solitude, please. Code entity Arc Sophie is deeply upset, claiming that they have been disconnected from the Korvax hive mind. The scientist asks me to take their personality core to a transmission tower for analysis. Okay. Core removed. Entity offline. Okay then.
Alert. Navigational data received.
Well, this got real quick. Holy crap. Okay, I still need your... Is it murder to destroy these drones and loot their components? I am master of these worlds, not them. They deserve pain. They deserve to feel that as I look at the Gek and I smell a strange smell. I wonder, not for the first time, if it is somehow affecting my thoughts. I dismiss the notion. The Gek is my friend, after all. Leave quietly. What is this Overseer's purpose? Is it truly to shape the Sentinels, or do they have something else in mind? Good question. Alright. I am going to just knock the crap out of this one Sentinel dude bro here. And then we're going to call it good. Get out of my face. Alright, who wants some? Where did you guys even come from? You weren't here a second ago. What the heck? Get out of here. Probably should have built a large refiner so I could make use of the pulse spitter and show you guys that new weapon, but it's fine. I can handle the first two waves with fairly reasonable efficiency. Yeah, I'm not worried. I should probably leave, though, at some level. I do have all the Pugnium that I need for the moment. And as I mentioned, the Boltcaster is not my favorite weapon in this game. So... I mean... just... thankfully, the burst on it is not... or the recoil on the burst is not super terrible. So... you know... I can sustain pretty accurate fire, but just, I don't know. It just doesn't feel great. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Shot off one of your armor plates, you jerk. Get out of here. I don't even know what those stupid armor plates are even for. Alright. We've done what we needed to do. I got my shield restored, which is pretty nice. Restore my shield some more, why not? Salvage glass, let's get that. Alright, the issue now becomes that the puppy is extremely murdery, and I would rather not deal with the puppy. Because the puppy I think you guys have seen the puppy like once or twice before, and the puppy basically shoots a laser that does not like you very much. So we're gonna just try and avoid them for a second or 5. And unfortunately, if I do attack them from far enough away, they will, you know, notice that I have existed. And I'm also fairly certain that my acts were pretty reckless, because instead of 1 sentinel drone, I now have 4. So that's a bit of an oopsie daisy on my part, but hey, I have destroyed 50 sentinels, so that's pretty cool. Alright. We will quickly go back. We will give the Gek the Pugnium so we can get the blueprint for the weapons terminal. Or can we just craft the weapons terminal? We might be able to just craft it.
Temperature levels stabilizing.
That might be a thing that we can just do. We totally can. Alright. So I'm going to put the weapons terminal on this wall here. And now we'll talk to Mr. Gek, man. Yeah, I know. Okay, apparently not. Don't worry about it. I definitely did acquire that. There we go. Alright. Okay. Seek reassurance. Let's see what it is. It is not aggression, friend. It is retribution for their unprovoked attacks. Right. Alright. Oh, now you want me to return to the Overseer, huh? Do you have it, friend? Their flesh, their Pugnium? The Overseer, in something of a state of excitement, asks for the Pugnium that I have gathered. Captain Suffiard presents me the reward, as I knew they would. Friend, there is another matter. I gave you the means to create a weapons terminal, did I not? Yet I see no Vy'keen in attendance. Does my help mean so little to you that you would tarry so? We must recruit an armorer before we can proceed. The Overseer requires me to build a weapons terminal and recruit a Vy'keen armorer from my base. Okay. Splendid. I do enjoy our Vy'keen friends. We shall all live together in harmony, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the Vy'keen like the Gek very much. Alright. That's going to do it for this episode. Unfortunately, I am out of time. I would love to keep going, but, you know, there is only so much I can do in a single session. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. This was a fairly low-energy episode, aside from, you know, the 1 Sentinel fight that we did, but that didn't take very long. If you want to see more base building content, please feel free to let me know, and as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to hear your thoughts on on future video recommendations. If you guys would want to see more content, more exploration, more building, let me know. Anyway, as always, I appreciate you sticking around so that I could entertain you, and take care of yourselves. Alright, bye.